Live trainings this February, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. Pacific. Ash Knows Travel. Let's get ready to lock in and change the travel industry. Welcome to Ash Knows Travel, the future of travel. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book smarter and build confidence. And tonight's training is all about social media metrics that actually matter and why. We're going to be breaking down numbers you should be paying attention to, which ones you can stop stressing over, and how to use metrics to make smarter decisions that actually lead to bookings. So if you're live here, you should already know the drill. Go ahead and comment hello in the chat so that I know that you're with me. And if you happen to be catching this on a replay, I still want to know that you stopped by. So make sure you go ahead and comment replay in the chat. And of course, before we get started, I do want to let you guys know I have some pretty exciting stuff to finish out the week and for next week. For tomorrow, if you are with Evolution and Archer, I will be doing a corporate Zoom with you guys. I'm going to be talking about building and how to take your niche and use it for team building as well. And on next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a very exclusive Vacation Express walkthrough. I love Vacation Express, okay? It is my Vax alternative, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm pretty excited to show you guys exactly all what it can do and how you can advertise it and everything like that. So make sure you catch up with me on Friday if you are with Evolution and Archer on corporate Zoom at 5 p.m. PST. And of course, on Tuesday on Ash Knows Travel on my YouTube at 5 p.m. PST, I will be doing Vacation Express. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? I'm pretty excited about tonight because I feel like, and you can go ahead and comment in the chat if this is to you, but I feel like social media metrics is very stressful. Yes, I feel like when we see them, we're like, oh, this is exciting, but like it's not leading to a booking. So like we get excited about it, but we don't actually know what to do with it, right? So tonight, I'm going to go ahead and just break them all down for you. And I'm actually going to use my most viral post that's populating right now. It's getting views like by the hour. It's getting thousands of views. So I'm going to use this most viral post so we can break it down and actually see why it's good. When you initially see it, you're going to be like, oh, it's because it's got the views. No, that's not even it. It's not even what makes it good. So tonight, I'm going to break it down for you. And of course, guess what? I got a gift, okay? I'm not going to let you leave without knowing how to do this yourself so you can actually analyze your own metrics and understand how they're working for you and also how to make them better. So you're leaving with a gift tonight. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So the hard truth about social media posting. A post can go viral and still not make you $1, okay? How many of us had posts that went viral? Oh, probably a lot of us. You'd be surprised how many people can actually go viral. It's a very common thing, okay? But just because you go viral, especially even if it's on TikTok, it does not mean that you make any money. Now, if you happen to be monetized on Facebook and go viral, you're lucky, right? But when it comes to actual going viral, doesn't always mean that you're going to make money. So the goal here, always you want to keep in mind is not popularity. The goal is to actually get bookings. We don't care if we go viral. If we go viral, great. That's exciting. It's fun. Yes. But unless I'm actually converting it into bookings, it actually has no purpose for me, right? So we're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to talk about what to pay attention to make sure you're getting that part where it converts into bookings, right? Now, if you didn't see my training on Tuesday, I covered content that actually converts, like gets bookers, okay? This kind of ties into it. So once you start posting this content and you're pulling in bookers, you need to see these type of metrics to pay attention to so you know how to properly bring those bookers in, all right? Now, with that, okay, we're going to break down all of the metrics. I'm going to talk about the vanity ones. I'm going to talk about the engagement ones. I'm going to talk about all of them. And I'm actually going to use this post right here. Okay. This is my most viral post that I have right now. And I pulled all the analytics for it so you guys can kind of see what it looks like when it goes viral. Okay. So let's talk about the first one, vanity metrics. These are the ones that make us feel good. Okay. This is what I call a trap. Okay. Yeah, I call it a trap because just because it feels good doesn't mean you're going to get a booking, but it sure does look nice, right? And it's that trap of, oh, I went viral, everything's happening. Nope, just kidding. That's just one viral post, okay? So I call it the trap because it feels good, but it doesn't actually convert anything. So the trap is considered, the metrics are the views, the likes, and the follower count. Just because somebody, I can tell you on their account, just because they have views, just because they have likes and they have followers, does not mean that they get bookings. Okay. How many of us have seen those travel agents that get a lot of likes and a lot of views? That's great. I'm so happy that you're getting views and likes. That doesn't mean that people are booking with them. I hate to tell you. Okay. So keeping in mind, right, these are trophies, not tools, and they do not equal trust. It doesn't mean that people are going to book. So when we are posting, okay, we're going to get these type of metrics. No matter where you're posting, eventually you are going to get some views, you're going to get some likes, and you're going to get some followers. But that should not be our end goal. Our end goal should always be bookings, yes? Now, metrics, okay, are going to what we consider feedback, not validation. Now, the reason I say that is because a lot of you guys will use this as your validation. A lot of you guys will say, well, oh, it got like 600 views, so I'm doing great. That just means people saw you. That doesn't mean they're going to book with you, right? So I don't want you to use especially these types of metrics as validation. If you're not getting enough views, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to change something in the beginning to make it hit the For You page better. And that goes for Instagram, that goes for Facebook, it goes for everything, okay? That doesn't mean you're not doing anything wrong. You just need to change a little bit of something, right? If you're getting likes, that means great. People are watching your content now and they're starting to like it because it's something cool, right? And then maybe they'll go as far as following you, but they're still not necessarily booking, right? So don't base anything that you see, don't validate anything that you see just based off of these metrics alone, okay? Now, metrics, like I said, are feedback and not validation. We understand audience behavior because we can see metrics. And the metrics is how many people are viewing it. If they're liking it, we can see their behaviors. They like it. If they're following you, they want to see more of what you're doing, right? Then we can take that along and we can see what resonates with it and go in deeper and then actually identify where the interest drops. And I'm going to show you guys that tonight, okay? But what I want you to understand, what we're learning tonight, is I want you guys to stop looking for like the validation part and start actually looking for the data inside the post so you can understand how to reuse it. Okay. Now, considering all of that, here is the main metrics for my post. Okay. So it had 185,000 views at the time when I screenshotted it. I screenshotted it a few days ago when I put this training together because I just wanted to have it done. Okay. So it's probably higher now, but this is just what I had at the time. So 185,000 views. It had about 447 hours of play time. Average watch time is 13 seconds. Only 32% of the people actually watched the full video. And this was actually a carousel, okay? And since that, I gained 635 followers. Now, when you initially see this, you get that feel good feeling. Can we all agree, right? You saw that post. If this was you, you were like, oh yeah, I did it big. But this is just the vanity of it, okay? This is just the part that kind of comes with a viral post, but we need to actually see the converting parts to see if this actually did good, okay? Now, we're going to take this, we're going to dive deeper. The first category that we're going to take a look at was the visibility. So we need to make sure that it has views, reach, and impressions, okay? This shows us awareness and exposure. What it doesn't show us if they're trusting us or if they're ready to book. So we have this going on. We have this visibility right here. This is it, right? Now, 185,000 views. That's pretty good. Has what? 635 followers. Okay. They liked the video. There's 4,980 likes on it, right? Okay, there's vanity. We're getting visible. So we know that post worked in that sense, right? So that's part one. This visibility, it's getting me attention, but it's not going to get me commitment. Now, here is what I want something to show you guys before I continue. So you guys see these views, right? And it's 185,000 views. That doesn't mean 185,000 people saw it. Ready? Once you go dive a little bit deeper inside your TikTok studio analytics, okay? And you can do this on all the different sites, Facebook, whatever, but I just took this post. So actually only 107,000 people viewed it, but they viewed it multiple times. So that's something that I really think that's kind of cool. Now, with that, I'm going to break it down a little bit more when it comes to visibility. Okay. First of all, I can tell just from this data that 85% of my followers or actually are interested in this post are men. So that's who I need to talk to, right? This is my audience right here. Then, oops, sorry. Then let's take it even further. The viewer types. This is for TikTok. So all of the viewers are new. 44 of them are returning, and then 99% of them were non-followers when they originally saw this video. Okay. This means that they've already probably seen me on the For You page. This means they've never seen me before. But do you guys understand the data? And besides that, this is the vanity. This is the outside, but this is the deep dive into it. Okay. That's what I want you guys to understand. This is telling me something. What is this telling me? If I have 107,000 people viewing that video, but they watched it 185,000 times, they had to watch it multiple times, right? That's good. That's a good thing. That means they had to scroll. They had to go back and forth a few times, right? It also tells me that 90% of my audience almost is men. So that's who I need to target, right? Then it also tells me that people are returning to view me. Yeah, some of them are new viewers and not all of them are followers, which means I'm hitting a good visibility. I have a very good reach, right? But some of these people are returning viewers. So that means it's about half. So that's pretty good, right? That's what I want you guys to see. I don't want you to go, oh, I got 100,000 views. Great. What does that mean? What do you understand what that means? I don't think we do. That's why we're having this conversation. Okay. Now I got all these analytics from my TikTok studio. You can find that. It's an app, and you can also find it on your desktop, but we're going to dive even deeper. Ready? Part 2. This is the actual thing that I really like to measure me, myself, and I, or this is what I look at. Okay. So the first thing that I'm interested in is the amount of comments. I base how good a post does based off of comments, saves, and shares. If they save it, that means they're going to come back to it. If they share it or repost it, that means they want others to know about it. That's important to me. Next, the commenting. The commenting is my main conversion tool that I have to direct them into a DM. So it's like the starting point of a conversation. If they go out of their way to do any of these 3, that means that they have curiosity to book with me, the intent to revisit it, and they're going to start building trust, right? These 3 are probably the most important metrics that I really like to look at. Now, this is considered engagement. Engagement shows that they're only just not paying attention, they're interested, okay? They didn't just scroll past it. They actually want to come back to this, or they want to just go a little bit further with the conversion, okay? Very important. Now, let's take this, and I already have it here, but I want to show you the top part of it, okay? This is why I brought it in here, because we're looking at comments, saves, and shares. So I had 127 comments, and they were all like book, book, book. And it even tells you the type of comments. I don't think I broke that down. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it tells you. Okay, we'll get there. So it even goes further in TikTok Studio to tell you what's the most commented thing on your post, by the way. But look at these shares. That's pretty good. Yeah. They either had to share it to somebody else, they copied it, or they reposted it. Love that. And then look at the saves. Okay. They're going to come back to my page. And all of these 3 little metrics right here, and I'm talking about these 3 right here, guess what this means? I'm definitely popping back up on that For You page, right? Maybe here and here, maybe, but this here is going to start building trust. This leads to my DMs. This leads to other people, and then this leads to coming back. I like all 3 of these. Can we agree, right? And so does this too. I'm not mad about this. This is pretty good too. Okay. This is what we need to look at. Yes. Another thing I'll tell you too, I'm not going to skip it. Do you see this part? Let me see. Direct. Yeah. Okay. I'm skipping around. I'm sorry, because there's something I want you to see on here. Oh, here we go. Okay. So the part of the metrics that I want you to also analyze, especially if you do like carousels a lot, is how long they view the carousels. Okay. This is a very important part. And so the reason I say that is, do you see this, how it says 32% watched the full video? That means that they scrolled all the way to the end. 32% of them did. Not bad for 185K. Okay. But 13 seconds of that was the average watch time. That's how long they took to do so. Okay. So that's important. We need to know that. But dive deeper. Now look at this. Do you see this part? This is a post analysis. It's in my TikTok studio. Do you see this right here? This is another part of it. 3.2 out of 6 slides viewed. That's very, very important. I will tell you, as somebody who goes viral on the like all the time, the most important metric for me that I analyze how good a carousel does is how many people have viewed like all the way through. 3.2 is very high for me. On average, I get from like 2.5 to 2.7. That's a normal viral post for me. But 3.2 is why it's gotten this far. Okay. This plays a major part into it, along with the play hours and all of that and everything engaged. But the fact that they're going all the way, almost halfway through it, means that they're going to come back to it. At that point, that's why they save it or they share it, because they want to come back to it. Perfect. We like that, right? That's what I want you to understand when it comes to like that engagement part. Okay. Now, going on. Number 3, the action. So we've got visibility. That's a very important metric. Now we have engagement. Now we need to lead it to conversion. Okay. The money metrics is what they like to call it. So direct messages, DMs, obviously, inquiry forms, and quote request. These are the 3 money metrics that we can actually say, not only did my post go viral, but I got a booking from it. That's what we need, right? These are the only metrics that will actually lead to bookings. This does not guarantee that I will get a booking. That just means that I'm on a pathway of converting them. It's my job to convert them, right? This starts the conversation, but this finishes the conversation. Do we all understand that? Okay, visibility, they're seeing us. Now they're engaging. Now they're converting. That's the funnel. Okay, now let's take a look at the actual engagement factor for this, or not engagement, but I want to see them actually converting. Okay, so we can see that from the converting, we can see here that here's the top comments. You can't see them up there, but then look at this right here. Do you see this part where it says most viewers like the post after 6 photos? That means they had to go all the way through. Use this graph to have more insights to understand the viewers' behaviors. So do you see I can actually even scroll to see how many of them liked, right? So all of this is basically going in and telling me that what I can do with the post and how well it did, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have gotten 3 bookings from this post. So it has paid me, okay? But a lot of those comments and conversions and the inquiries, because I have 127 of them, most of them would just comment book and then they'll come back to it, right? That part is very, very important. If you have this happen to you, you have to have a very good system for a follow-up. Even I have a good system for a follow-up, but there are some days where it just overwhelms me and I'm just like, yo, relax. So come back to it, okay, if that happens to you. But I hope this kind of breaks it down a little bit further. All right. Just because we have 10,000 views, we don't need 10,000 views. We need 10 conversations. Okay. That's what I want you to understand. Metrics that move needles, not just the ego. Okay. And then another thing, we need to talk about this. Some of your top people that are how do I say this? And it's not even with Evolution Archer. I'm talking about those people out there that you're scrolling and you see them and they've got all of those followers and stuff, okay? Don't pay attention to stuff like that. Please, whatever you do, do not get on social media and compare yourself with another person. That is the worst thing that you could ever do, okay? Follower count is completely irrelevant, especially on the biggest platform it is irrelevant on is YouTube, okay? I have almost 10,000 followers on YouTube, but I will only pull in roughly about 300 to 400 views. How many people are actually using YouTube other than us when we're learning? Are you on YouTube? No, right? So I don't ever view follower counts as something very important, especially for those ones that have the big followers. That's not nothing, okay? That doesn't mean they're getting bookings. That doesn't mean they're getting paid either. On TikTok, you have to have at least 10,000 to even remotely get paid. And then they pay you per view, and it's very low, okay? Follower count is irrelevant. Silent followers, they still watch, but they have no intention on bookings. Small audience often convert better because they have a direct path. And then trust matters more than size. Just because you see somebody liking a post, that's what I want you guys to understand. If they have thousands of likes, that doesn't mean they got bookings. They just like that post. Great. Congrats, right? You don't need more followers. You don't need more likes. You don't need more bookings. You don't need more messages. You don't need any of that. You need the right people, the right path, okay? So when you guys are getting followers, and that's why I always tell you guys not to promote things because you're promoting it to everybody. Yes, you'll gain followers, but not the right people. It doesn't calculate, it doesn't add up. Okay. So make sure that you guys, of course, refer back to my training on Tuesday where I showed you guys how to do the correct content to convert to bookers. Okay. That is going to help you narrow this part down. All right. Now, how metrics connect to the booking. This is the whole thing that I'm trying to teach you. Content is where we started with. Yes, that's where I taught you on Tuesday. Then that's going to bring it down to engagement, which starts the conversation, which leads to the bookings. Okay. Metrics identify where people stop moving. So if you're getting good content and your content's getting likes, it's getting views, you have a good visibility and a good reach, but you don't have any engagement. So then you need to figure out what your engagement problem is. So maybe you're getting good engagement, but you're not getting any conversations. Then the engagement is not in the right place. You need to pull them somewhere else. Okay. Maybe you're getting conversations, but you're not getting bookings. Then you need to fix the conversations you're having to get them to close the booking. Okay. Fix the flow, fix the revenue. The reason I say this is because a lot of you guys that watch me are new. And when you're new, you can still do this. That it doesn't actually, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, if you're new and you're catching these kind of trainings, it might seem advanced, but you are way ahead of all of us. Okay. I took like 4 years to be able to master something like this, right? And I took classes and I had to pay for it, and right? I had to do all of that. But what I'm teaching you here is like straight gold. If you can figure out how to perfect your content to where it gets enough visibility, then you need to figure out the engagement, which brings it to the conversion, which leads it to the booking. You have the straight pathway of how to do so. You just have to start with something small. Okay. But if you are someone who's already been here and you're posting and one of these parts aren't working, you need to figure out which one isn't. Okay. With this, the reason why I want you guys to understand the metrics is because I want you guys to ask better questions. Most of you guys go, oh, well, did it go viral? Did everyone like it? Did it get enough views? We don't want to talk about that. That's not important. Are people engaging? I would rather have only 500 views, but like 30 comments. That's 30 people that might want to book, right? Are people saving this? Are conversations starting? That is the engagement and the conversion metric that matters, okay? And if they're engaging, if they're saving, and if they're talking, that builds the momentum, and that momentum matters way more than popularity ever will. All right? Now, stop sabotaging yourself. Stop sabotaging your data. Okay. Now, the reason I say stop sabotaging your data is because a lot of you guys do this. You guys chase those trends just for views. I saw someone a long time ago, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, oh, I posted this for engagement. You don't need just engagement. You need bookings. Engagement's not going to do anything for you. We need warm-up post, right? But does it serve the purpose of the sale, right? Next, with that, posting without call to actions. A lot of you guys do that too. Got to have a call to action on everything. Ignoring comments. This is my fault. I put that for myself. I have a problem with comments because sometimes comments overwhelm me and I ignore them for a while. I have to stop doing that. And then lastly, comparing numbers. Do not compare yourself to somebody else on social media. Don't do that. It's something so small that makes a big post difference. Like the one that's 185K, that post flopped at first. It flopped. It bombed. And I was like, man, whatever. I'm just going to leave it. And now it's at 185K. I can't compare the numbers to other people. I can't compare the numbers to what I see every day. Something can just wake up tomorrow and go viral. There's nothing that we can do with that. Okay. Don't drive yourself crazy. You do not need to beat the algorithm. You just need to guide your audience. The more you start talking to them about the same thing over and over with those 3 types of posts that I talk about, inspiration, then we're doing the like authority warm up, and then the sale. We're just circulating those 3. That's all you have to do. That is the guidance that they need. So then when it goes viral with the post that's got the sale, they've got the warm up, the authority, and the inspiration to also look like. Okay. It's a funnel. It's a cycle. It just goes round and round. So what do we need to track? And I feel like this is going to lead us to our beautiful present that I have for you. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Don't worry. What to track weekly: comments per post, saves, DMs and inquiries, and follow-ups that are completed. If it creates conversations, it creates opportunities, and we need to make sure that we're kind of grabbing those opportunities as they come. All right. Now, the bottom line, metrics only matter if they move people closer to bookings. Can we all say that together? Metrics only matter if they move people closer to bookings. We are not here to be content creators. If we happen to monetize on a platform, fantastic. I got my $11 from Facebook and I just was like tickled to death. Oh, what? $11? Cool. I was just sharing stuff, right? Cool, but that's not my job. My job is to get bookings and technically to get agents. That's what I'm here for, right? If I'm not team building on there, if I'm not getting bookings, I have no purpose of being on there, right? Track what leads to conversations. If something works, like that post worked very well for me, right? I'm going to redo that post again. Not what looks good on screen, right? Now, do you want a tracker? Do you want to be able to like see what's working? You want to order it? Okay. Now, here's the beautiful thing about Google Sheets. If you all attended my training at the end of the month where I did the digital command center, I had a Google Sheet for you guys in there. Now, I want you to take this Google Sheet and you can add it to your digital command center so it's not solo. But if you don't have a digital command center, it is solo for you. Okay. So if you want this tracker, go ahead and comment metrics in the chat now, and I'm going to show it to you guys. Watch this. Share tab. Here it is. So start off with the first one. This is the week of, and I have this, but it's inside my digital command center. Okay. So you can have your own little metrics tracker inside of there if you want. Now, how do you do that? You can literally just, I haven't done this in a while. Pretty sure you're just going to have to copy it like this. Like you're going to have to, copy to existing spreadsheet. There we go. See how I did that? You can just bring it over. You don't even need the week of. You could just take this and then bring it over and then do your existing spreadsheet. Okay. But if you want to edit this on your own, then file, make a copy, and then you can edit it. And I'm going to put that right there. File and make copy. Oh my gosh. To edit. All right. So week of, and then here's the 3 parts. Visibility. Where did I get the most posts, average views, reach, and notes? Engagement, comments, saves, and shares. You can even put this in one page for all I care. This is what I want you to look at. If you got DMs, the comments that turned in DMs, inquiry, quote requests, and follow-ups, especially if these came from social media bookings, perfect, right? And then lastly, the bookings. Quotes sent, deposits collected, and booking confirmed. So this is a great way to keep the week of. And then for me, what I have is like, I'll do like, what is this, like February, whatever, and then put the dates, and then this is the week, and then I will put it here, and then I come down. Like, that's how I do that, okay? If I have a booking that week, then I mark it kind of like that. So you can take it and do whatever you want with it, but I just want you guys to have a rough idea of how I actually track my metrics. So here is this, copy link. Let me head over to my studio now so I can post it for you. Yes. All right. Yeah, you guys should have it. Cool. All right, so let me go back over here real quick. I think we're pretty much done here. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to really just leave you guys with tonight. Like I said, on Tuesday of next week, Friday, I'm doing corporate training. So you guys, if you are having a hard time, like you want to team build, but you don't want to like overload your social media with team building, but you still want to pull them in, I'm going to teach you guys about that. Okay. So hop on Friday, tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST, and I will show you guys how I do that. All right. But for those on YouTube, and I also will upload that training so you guys can still catch it on YouTube. But on Tuesday at 5 p.m., I'm going to do the Vacation Express walkthrough. And trust me, if you book all inclusives, especially in Mexico and Caribbean, you're going to want to see this. I love Vacation Express, and I'm very excited to teach about it. So I will see you guys then. But for now, I'm going to head over to my studio. So if you have questions or if you have any comments, I will see you there in the chat. The live chat is for you guys, studio for me. So I will see you guys in the live chat, and I will answer you there. If not, I will see you on Friday and see you on Tuesday. But I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your week. And now I'm going to head over to my studio. Have a good evening. Step one.